Hello, sweet friends. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Rachel.
And I'm Jonathan.
And this is Rock City Cookies. Today, I am starting a new series on this channel, product reviews. I plan on doing all sorts of cookie-related reviews, such as tool reviews, recipe reviews, cookie decorating class reviews, and even doing reviews on purchased baked goods from nationwide businesses. I'll even be bringing my husband on to help with some of the reviews so that you can expect honest feedback from both of us as we try new things together. For our first review, we'll be trying out a line of keto from a company called Kingline Nutrition. Their website is KinglineNutrition.com. Kingline Nutrition was started by Jeff and Nikel Denton in 2013. Jeff had a dairy and egg allergy, and Nikel and Jeff started experimenting in their kitchen to come up with products that he could enjoy as a fitness enthusiast and not have to worry about his allergies. Their experiments led to a protein bar, a nut spread, and eventually their biggest seller, an egg-free, dairy-free, edible cookie dough. So we did some research on their website and we found out a few things about them. They give free shipping on all orders over $50. Their products are 100% plant-based and have over 50 flavors. Their products are macro-friendly and made with fitness goals in mind. They make them in small batches with quality ingredients, and you can enjoy the product right from the jar at room temperature. Some of the products that they sell are edible cookie dough, gluten-free cookie dough, keto cookie dough, and sugar-free cookie dough. They also sell cookie butters, powdered peanut butter. They have several dry mixes like protein pancake mixes, extra fluffy classic vegan pancakes, instant mug cakes, and instant protein oats. They also sell greens powder. And if you can't decide and you want a monthly fix, they also sell subscription boxes. We actually found this product because of an ad campaign on social media. Since my husband has been an avid ketoer for the past 3 years, this product piqued our interest. One of the toughest parts about keto is the lack of anything sweet in your diet. So he's often looking for something to hit that sweet spot, and we thought that having a can of keto in the fridge would be a great addition to this way of life. I also have been living mostly gluten-free for the past 5 years, so I too am always on the hunt for a good gluten-free product. For the purpose of this review, we decided to order all 6 different kinds of keto that they offered on their website. The 6 flavors of keto we ordered were peanut butter blossom, cookies and cream, churro stick, Maui Brownie, birthday cake batter, chocolate chip cookie. Each jar says that it is vegan friendly, sugar free, gluten free, and keto friendly. The price for a 10-ounce jar of keto is $14.99. However, there are lots of discount codes available. In fact, as soon as you go to their website, there's usually a pop-up that gives you a discount code right away. And in addition to that, they also have a build your own 4-pack that gives you a discount rate as well. Kingline Nutrition says that the keto can be stored at room temperature for 30 days or in the fridge for 60 days. When looking at the ingredient label of all 6 of the keto products, they all have a very similar ingredient list. Their serving sizes are 2 tablespoons, and that is about 120 to 130 calories, and they all have 2 net carbs per serving. We are going to taste test these 6 keto products in 3 different ways. 1, we are going to taste it as raw cookie dough. This is how the product was made, as edible cookie dough, so we want to make sure we taste it in its raw form. 2, warm. The Kingline Nutrition website recommends warming the edible cookie dough in the microwave for 10 seconds. They actually refer to it as gooey perfection, so that sounds pretty amazing, so I want to make sure we try it warmed. 3, baked. Now, the Kingline website actually says not to bake this product, but hey, I'm a cookie maker and a roll breaker, so I'm going to try to see what these cookies do when you bake them in the oven. Before we start the testing process, I want to introduce my partner in crime, my husband, Jonathan.
Hi.
We're going to jump right in and start tasting them raw, and we're going to start with the churro stick. So we're doing this really professionally. We've got our little spoons, and we're just going to dig right in.
Like cookie dough.
I mean, it smells like a little bit of cinnamon. It looks a lot like sand, very coarse texture, and I do see specks of cinnamon, so I definitely think there's cinnamon in this, which it is churro stick, so I would hope there's a little bit of cinnamon in flavor. But cheers.
Definitely cinnamon. definitely has that gluten-free grit.
One of the things with gluten-free products that I have discovered is that they tend to have a little bit of like a grit to them, like Jonathan just said. And this definitely has like that gluten-free, gritty, like nut flour.
That's good though.
It says almond flour. So it definitely has that like nut flour where you just can't get as smooth of a texture as you do with flour. But it's pretty good. It sits really good on the palate. Like it's a pleasant aftertaste.
Yeah, I would take another spoonful.
I think the texture kind of tricked me up a little bit, but it definitely has a good flavor.
I'd say have something to drink.
Yeah, like I definitely had to have a drink. I mean, pretty good.
Yeah, cinnamon is good, strong.
Mm-hmm.
I like cinnamon. They're gonna think we're wearing the same shirt.
Well, we do tend to wear black all the time. All right, the second flavor is birthday cake batter. I mean, hopefully this is good.
Yes.
There's sprinkles in them, so it definitely makes it more festive. It looks like the same exact texture.
Let's go.
Oh, it has that good birthday cake
Yeah.
smell though. Like that smells like cake batter. That's pretty good. All right, cheers. It tastes like cake batter.
It does.
It really does. Like it still has that grit from the almond flour, but it tastes like cake batter.
I would have a hard time not eating too much of it.
Yeah, like that was really good. I really liked that one.
Yeah.
Like it definitely, I mean, I'm impressed with how they nailed the flavor.
Yes.
It's good. All right, next up, peanut butter blossom. So I was expecting totally just a peanut butter mix, but there's actually chocolate in here. And so I looked at the label and of course it's supposed to mimic, I didn't know these were called blossoms. We called them thumbprints, but it has the Hershey's chocolate in the middle of it, which would be why they put chocolate in it. So now I'm even more intrigued.
Smell the peanut butter.
It smells like a peanut butter cookie, straight out of grandma's kitchen, peanut butter, or your mom's kitchen. She makes peanut butter cookies. Okay, so I have high hopes for this one. Let's see.
Yeah. That's a peanut butter cookie.
Mm-hmm.
It's a peanut butter chocolate chip cookie.
I would say this one really hits it spot on. It is definitely peanut buttery. You can taste the chocolate, but peanut butter cookies, the dough kind of has like a gritty texture anyway. So this is not that far off from actual peanut butter cookie dough. Like that was really good.
Yeah.
I liked that one a
I
lot.
like that. Are you getting any kind of aftertaste from the sugar alcohols?
Maybe a little bit. Are you getting it?
I can taste it with that one.
I have to say, sugar alcohol, he's getting an aftertaste of the sugar alcohol. Whenever I have sugar alcohols, it kind of gives you a film in your mouth, and that's kind of what I'm experiencing. At this point, you know, we've had 3 different kinds, so we've had a lot of it build up, but I definitely have that like sugar alcohol film in my mouth.
It's not unpleasant. It's just, you know, that's what it is. Just like you know what the gluten-free flour is.
Right. Next up is the chocolate chip cookie. This is the true test for Jonathan, so we'll see how they hold up. This doesn't smell like a chocolate chip cookie to me. It's pleasant. It's a pleasant smell, but it doesn't like ring all of those bells in my head that say chocolate chip cookie.
I smell like a maple smell.
Yeah, it does have a maple smell.
I don't associate maple with chocolate chips. Maybe it's a regional thing.
I don't know.
It's not Nestle Toll House chocolate
No,
chip.
it's definitely not. I don't know why I feel this way, but it has a little bit of an oatmeal
I get that, yeah.
flavor to me.
I don't know if it's the
I think it may be like the,
or the
it may even be that maple flavoring in it. There's definitely maple in it. Like this, it specifically reminds me of the maple oatmeal that I eat, like the instant oatmeal. It's not bad, but I would not have called this chocolate chip cookie.
No, it's not bad, and I would eat another spoonful, but
Right.
this isn't what I think of when I want chocolate chip cookie dough.
Right. Like on some of the other ones, they like really nailed that flavor profile of the original like inspiration.
Yeah, if they had said something like maple oatmeal,
Yeah.
this would be perfect for
Yeah.
that with chocolate. It's, again, not bad.
Not bad.
Maybe a miss on the inspiration.
Right. Okay. Cookies and cream. If only you had smell-o-vision. That would really help this a lot. So first off, I'm a little surprised at the coloring. The coloring of it is exactly the same as all the other doughs, and I was just really kind of expecting more of a darker color for it to be cookies and cream. A lot of time that Oreo color kind of goes out throughout the dough, and this is a very blonde dough that just has chunks of the cookie in it, kind of looks like.
To me, it smells more like chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah, for sure.
Chocolate chip cookie dough.
Than the other one did.
chocolate chip cookie dough did.
It has the nice, satisfying crunch of the cookie being in it, the cookies and cream part being in it, but I don't get any Oreo. Do you?
No, I mean, again, you can feel the Oreo, which is
Yeah.
nice for a
change.
a pace. This isn't bad.
Mm-mm.
I would eat it again, but I think like the chocolate chip cookie dough, it doesn't really hit the name.
Right.
It's not really, it doesn't seem like cookies and cream. Like
Mm-hmm.
I expected like an Oreo ice cream.
Yeah.
It's just not that.
No, and there's very little chocolate flavor in that, which is very surprising because the cookie was a really large part of the bite I just had. I was really kind of expecting more of a chocolatey flavor, and I didn't get that really at all.
I tasted the cream a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Like
I did taste a little bit of the cream.
tasted that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they nailed the Oreo
Mm-hmm.
cookies and cream taste of that, but I just was missing the chocolate. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
some chocolate in the batter itself would probably make that up.
Yeah, definitely.
Last one, Maui Brownie. They definitely have chocolate dough, so they could have put this in the cookies and cream. Even if it was swirled, that would be good.
I mean, I'm glad to see it as a darker dough since it is brownie. I'm still not getting a strong chocolate smell, so we'll see. Cheers. There's a nut in that. I just looked at the ingredients. It's macadamia nuts. I wasn't expecting that, but there is some texture in this one with the nuts.
I mostly taste the macadamia nut and not the chocolate.
Yeah, I don't taste any chocolate at all, which is so crazy. I do taste the nuts, so it does feel more like just a nutty flavor that's coming through.
Yeah.
Between the almond flour and the macadamia nut, it just really tastes like something that's just completely nut flavored. I'm not getting really much anything else. I do taste the sugar alcohol in this one.
Not unpleasant. I feel like it could have had more chocolate.
Okay, so after tasting them in their completely raw form at room temperature, the way that we would rate them is 6th place is the Maui Brownie, 5th place is the cookies and cream, 4th place, chocolate chip cookie, 3rd place and 2nd place are a really close tie. I put the 2nd place with the peanut butter blossom, and Jonathan said that these are kind of equivalent to him. So 3rd place, churro stick, 2nd place, peanut butter blossom. The winner for both of us is definitely the birthday cake batter.
Yeah, that one takes the cake.
Yeah. So yeah, really good birthday cake batter. That's our #1 choice for the raw form.
Yeah.
So we'll see what it's like after we heat them up.
As a reminder, we're going to try all 6 of these KEDOUGHs warmed up in the microwave for about 10 seconds.
Chocolate chip cookie.
Still smells like maple.
Just warmed up maple.
It's still good. It still tastes like maple oatmeal.
Yep.
Maple with chocolate.
I think also the texture is making it oatmeal-y. I definitely like it warmed better.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely adds it makes the chocolate melty, and it does add to it to warm it up. But
this time I noticed the saltiness that you get from chocolate chip cookie dough or chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah, I can taste some salt in there.
That I didn't notice the first time. I don't feel like the maple is as strong. I think if I didn't notice it the first time, I probably wouldn't have noticed it. Been able to pinpoint it this time, at least for me.
I still taste it pretty strong. Yeah.
It's good.
All right, cookies and cream.
Cookies and cream.
The crunch was loud. Can you hear it? I definitely like it warmed up a lot better.
I definitely like it warmed up better. That's really good.
I didn't know that warmed up would make that big of a difference. They did say it was gooey perfection, so they kind of built it up, and I wasn't expecting that because I always have this if somebody builds it up that high, it's not going to meet my expectations type thinking. But honestly, it does make it taste so much better to warm it up. It's really good.
That's really good. I just don't know if I would pin that as cookies and cream. That's not a bad thing. It's still really good.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. Churro stick. I think because there's nothing else in it, this one has the strongest texture.
Yeah, there's nothing to break it up.
Right. But I do love the cinnamon flavor. And it definitely comes out more with it being warmed.
It tastes a lot like the Great American Cookies snickerdoodle. I get that richness.
I mean, I definitely, when it was the first time we tried it raw, I was like, oh yeah, I kind of get the cinnamon. But with it warm, I actually get the churro. I feel like it is more true to the flavor of it. I taste churro with it warmed up. A warmed churro with the cinnamon and sugar mixture on top. That's what this tastes like.
Yeah, it's good.
Peanut butter blossom.
Should we say it together?
Sure.
Peanut butter blossom.
Okay, I don't know if you can see how much that melted, but this was my 2nd favorite last time. So I can only imagine how much better it's going to be now.
All I tasted was chocolate because that's all that was on my spoon. but that was really good.
I just don't feel like you could go wrong
No.
with peanut butter and chocolate combination. Warmed up peanut butter and chocolate, you really can't go wrong with. It's just really good. Like, I really love that flavor combo. Definitely nails peanut butter blossom.
We'll definitely do it again. Maui Brownie.
Still tastes nutty.
I actually got macadamia nuts that time. I think
Oh, you didn't get any the first time?
No.
I did. Nothing in it says brownie, even warmed up.
No.
It's not bad, especially if you love macadamia nuts. It has that, I mean, it definitely has that note. It's not bad, but it's not brownie.
It's not a brownie.
Birthday cake batter. Our table is squeaky. FYI, if I can't edit out all the squeaks later, so sorry. It's a squeaky table. All right, so this is the birthday cake batter. I'm most excited about trying this one more. Ready?
Ready?
I mean, it's still so good. I liked it raw. I love it warmed. There's something about it that reminds me of something that I've had at like an amusement park. It just kind of has that like richness to it, where it's like something that you go and buy, like this little treat that you get somewhere. More than just like something homemade, but it's really good.
It makes me think of like build your own yogurt places that had birthday cake ice cream or yogurt. And like I'd always use that as a base and then put fruit and stuff on top of that, and it's so good. That's what it makes me think of.
I mean, they really nailed that one. Like, that's really good.
You know what? Hot take, not my favorite anymore.
It's not? Which one's
Raw
your favorite
was my
now?
favorite. I think the churro.
Really? The churro is your favorite warm?
Yeah.
I mean, it definitely tasted just like a churro.
Yeah. And you know how much I love snickerdoodles.
Yeah.
And the cinnamon and like the richness of it just put me in that place where I love snickerdoodles. That's what it reminded me of.
Yeah. I mean, it's really good. Like, the churro is really good.
So yeah, this isn't like, didn't go to the bottom. It still would be second.
Birthday cake.
Birthday cake.
See, I mean, we honestly would never have guessed warmed would have made such a big difference, but it really did.
It really did.
Highly recommend, if you get this product, definitely heat it up.
I feel like the texture is still there, but I didn't notice it as much. I think it's a different feel.
Yeah.
I think for every single one of them made it better.
Yeah, every single one. It elevated the flavor, for sure.
So 100% warm it up.
Warm it up. Good recommendation, Kingline. Okay, the third way we wanted to taste test this edible cookie dough was by baking it. And listen, they told us not to, but I am a rebel and I am going to do something that they tell us not to do just because I wanted to see what would really happen. Well, folks, it wasn't pretty.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Learn from our mistakes. So I know right here, they look fine. But y'all, they are not fine. I baked these for 15 minutes. And let me tell you, the scoops that we scooped out onto the actual pan, they never changed, not once. So then I got out a fork and I went and smushed them down to give them a chance to potentially bake. Guess what? They still did not bake. There is 0 binding agents in these bad boys. They did not bake at all. So we're still gonna taste test them for you guys, but it was a total fail. So we're gonna start with the first one that baked just to kind of see. I don't know that we're gonna try all of them because it's probably the same exact result on all of them, but we'll try the first one and see. The first one's the peanut butter blossom. It is absolutely 100% just as sandy as it was when we put it on there. And I baked it for 15 minutes, and these are not huge cookies. So they just did not bake at all in the oven. So we'll go ahead and taste it, but I do think it changed the texture a tiny bit from raw.
You can taste that it's been baked.
Yeah, it does kind of have that like baked flavor.
Pulled some moisture out.
Yeah, it's drier for sure, and that's why it just literally just falls right apart.
This is why they say not to do it.
Yep, they said not to do it. I didn't listen.
And they're nice about it. They're like, we don't recommend you do this.
Yeah, but really they should just say don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it, this is why.
If you put pictures of cookies next to the dough, I'm gonna be like, they made those cookies with this dough.
True. It's definitely not worth the effort of putting them in the oven.
No. Or wasting scoops.
Yeah, because like one scoop took a significant amount out of the jar. Now that we have tried all 6 ketos 3 different ways, let's give you some of our final thoughts. Favorite and least favorite, go.
Favorite was churro stick. Least favorite was Maui Brownie. The churro stick just, even baked, I went back for more for that. And the Maui Brownie was not unpleasant. It was not bad. I just wouldn't do it again.
Okay, my favorite, least favorite. Favorite, birthday cake batter, still all 3 ways. That was definitely my favorite to eat. My least favorite, same, Maui Brownie. I'd be fine with not even finishing the jar that we bought, but we will probably finish it. But birthday cake, churro stick, and our favorite, and then brownie.
So for someone who isn't gluten-free and isn't used to having baked goods with almond flour or alternative flours, the texture was a bit much for me. I'll finish these, and I may even order 1 or 2 of them for myself, but for a lot of them, that was enough to overwhelm the actual flavor in the bottle. As someone who's done keto for 3 or 4 years, mostly, I'm used to that sugar alcohol flavor in things because I look for low carb, high fat foods. So it wasn't off-putting for me. I feel like if you weren't used to that, it might be, but I've been used to that flavoring in the foods I eat and the foods that I make. So this was a welcome treat for me, looking for something sweet.
I do want to add something to what Jonathan mentioned about the gluten-free texture of the almond flour. It is something that is a problem in our industry, in our baking industry. It's just really difficult to have good texture when you're using gluten-free flours of any sort, whether it's almond flour or some alternative flour. I do recognize they had to use almond flour in this to make it gluten-free, but that texture is something that has been difficult to adjust to. So if somebody is not used to having gluten-free products with almond flour and the coarseness that an almond flour gives you, then it is a shock. Like, I do think that it could be very off-putting if you're not used to it or not expecting it, because it does give a very sandy texture. As someone who doesn't have much alternatives to keep the carb count low, I feel like if you were just to go get a spoonful of this, you probably could overcome the texture just to have the flavor of something sweet. So I don't think it should be something that prevents you from ordering it. I just definitely think you need to be aware. The texture is different. It is sandy, but it is still a nice treat if keto is your lifestyle and you don't really have much else to choose from.
Yeah, I mean, it's safer than going and grabbing a piece of chocolate or something if you're needing that sweet fix.
Right.
Even the fat bombs that I've made have had a sandy texture, whether it be with coconut flour or almond flour.
Yeah.
And it's just something you have to deal with.
Yeah, I mean, they say it's 2 net carbs for 2 tablespoons. We were eating out of teaspoons, and I felt like 2 teaspoons would have been enough to kick a craving.
Yeah.
So if you were really wanting to get 2 tablespoons or even just 1 tablespoon to kick that sweet craving that you get when you're on the keto diet, I definitely think that's 1 gram of net carbs. It's a really guilt-free snack and treat, especially on a diet that you don't get those sorts of things. And so I definitely think if you are on the keto diet and you just are really craving that something sweet, this is a very good alternative to breaking your keto. I want to take a second to mention the packaging that the keto arrived in. The mailer was very thin. It reminded me of what I get my clothing items in from online retailers, just that really thin mailer. It had no bubble wrap, and I was just really surprised, to be honest with you. I kind of expected it to arrive in a box. There was just nothing protecting it. We got lucky. Our product didn't get damaged in shipping, but I could see how it easily could. So it's just something, it's not a big deal. It just is something to be aware of. Okay, last thing I want to take a second to mention is just the size of the container. It definitely was smaller than what we were expecting. As you can see, it fits in the palm of my hand very easily. I know it says 10 ounces. Like, I get that, guys. However, on the website, the pictures that they post show items next to the dough that make the jars look larger.
Some forced perspective.
With that forced perspective, you think you're getting a larger jar. Listen, I know it says 10 ounces. Like, I know it's not very much. However, the pictures did kind of seem a little deceiving because I really thought when they came in, I was like, that's all we get. Like, we spent $15 on that little bitty jar. It is 10 ounces. It's not a huge jar, so don't expect this massive jar for $14.99. Now, just because the size is 10 ounces, and I was a little bit surprised at how small that actually felt when it arrived, now that we've done our taste testing, I really think these jars are gonna last a long time. So even though it is only 10 ounces and it was $14.99 for 10 ounces, I really feel like you can make a jar last a really long time. And if that's the case, $14.99 is really not a bad deal. So if you do want to try some of the flavors, the website is KinglineNutrition.com. What do you think? Would we order again?
I think there's a few that I would order again. It makes me want to order their non-keto, non-gluten-free flavors. There's enough good in this set that I want to try it without the inhibitions of an almond flour. And knowing that they have 50 flavors to choose from is very enticing.
Yeah, I really think that if you took away the detriment of the almond flour with the texture, I really think that by using regular flour, I imagine that their edible cookie doughs are actually really good.
If you do buy this, make sure that you warm it up. You won't regret it.
And a quick thank you to this guy for coming on and doing the review with me so I didn't have to do it all by myself. He's been a huge partner in this Rock City Cookies business, and so I just want to say a quick thank you to him. And that's it, my friends. That's it for our first product review. Thank you for stopping by. We will be doing another product review soon for my cookie dealer. So excited about that one. Cannot wait, so be on the lookout for that. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe button. And until next time, my sweet friends. Bye-bye. Them raw. Apparently our cat wants to be on our video as well. Make it a whole family edition. It's fine. It's fine.
That's the perfect cake.
An order that you want to taste them in?
Left to right. Like, roll.
Sorry, still cleaning our teeth. Still my desk.
We did it.